Oh, hello everyone. Welcome to today's Metal3 Projects community meeting. Today is Wednesday, 20th August 2025. My name is Kashif Khan. I'll be hosting the meeting today. Our usual host, Adam Roseman, is on holiday, so I'll be just trying to fitting in, and let's see if I can do the usual drill. If there is something that you see I'm doing incorrectly, please feel free to actually interrupt and let's make it go forward. So this meeting is actually recorded. Um, and let's see the participant list. And if you are joining the meeting for the first time, please open your mic and introduce yourself. Let me see the attendance list. Is there anyone who would actually like, I don't know if Dietrich, you have been here in the meeting before? Probably I've missed it.
No, I haven't.
Okay.
Yeah, I can take a quick introduction. My name is Cedric. I'm working in the Norwegian Shared Services for Research and Education, which is a government organization doing a lot of stuff for universities and stuff. And yeah, we're looking into using Metal Cube, and I've been working on that since this spring, trying to get it to work. So we're close to getting it and starting to look at some issues this last weekend, I think. So I was thinking I should join here and say hi.
Great. Great hearing that you have found a use case for that and welcome to the community then. Um, so then the usual reminders. So if there are actually if you want to contribute to the metal cube, please feel free to actually look into the help wanted labeled issues and assign yourself if anything looks interesting. Also, for if your company or organization is actually using Metal Cube and you would like to actually also be listed as one of the public adapters of the project, please push a PR here in the community repo towards the adapters.md file. It is anyhow a great help if you're able to do so for the project itself. Um, then, if you are actually facing any flakes, there is project called Metal Cube CI Tracker. Please feel free to open up any issues, which and then if there are any existing issues, please also update with the findings that you have uh, experienced on any particular issue. The next big thing, I think I have also added the same in the discussion topic, but so I will just skip the incubation proposal for this reminder section. And then the usual stats, if you are interested about the projects, about the flow monitor and dev stats and other related information, they are listed here on this document. Feel free to check it out. Um, and if there are any edits to these documents, please suggest them. Let's switch to the community working group. I see that Dimitri, you are already adding something, and that is nothing on the ironic scalability, it seems. Anything on the ARM or the AI side? I don't know if who are the folks who are actually working towards ARM and AI anyhow.
Just a quick question on the ARM side. There are
Yep.
several PRs I have that are waiting, that have been marked as LGTM. What is the next step then? Should I ping someone myself, or is anyone going to then be notified automatically for the next step?
So do you remember on which repo now you are talking about? Do you have is it on
Ironic image and IPA downloader.
Okay, then I think it's usually it should be Dimitri or Ricardo who should be able to help you on that.
Yeah, sorry, I was
Uh,
on PTO for a few days, so these patches are still on my radar. I'm just back and figuring out all the notifications.
oh,
Okay,
okay,
no
yeah,
problem. Was just
cool.
wondering if there was something I had to do before. So
No, usually like how it goes is that there should be at least couple of reviews, one with an approved label and one with an LGTM label. So since you have already an LGTM, so I think someone with an approved right should now review your PR, and once you have the approved label, it should merge. And by default, I think at least one of the approvers should also be tagged on the PR itself. So you should be good on that regard. Cool. Any other questions, comments on the community working groups before we move ahead? If not, the next on the agenda is the release team or the roadmap. On the Metal Cube side, I think we have released for the IPAM at least a beta. I have forgotten to actually put it here for 1.11. I will quickly do that. And then the plan is to also release the beta for CapM3 as well as BMO. So feel free to use it, and please provide us any feedback on once the other beta releases are also out. It is really helpful for us to know if there is anything that is broken or not working, and if there are any bugs. And then any update from the Ironic side, Ricardo? I think we already had updated last week, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, the latest release is now out since a week now.
Yeah, cool. Okay, thank you. And then the next highlighted thing here is the ongoing work that we have already discussed a couple of times over the past community meetings are these big changes that we are now planning on the development of V1 Beta 2 API for CapM3. Adil has done quite comprehensive job on listing all the issues that we are now currently trying to tackle as part of the V1 Beta 2 API. Please feel free to check it out. Leave comments if you are interested to work on some of these subtasks. Please assign those yourself or mark it here. And any sort of feedback or help is really appreciated in this regard. Any questions or comments on this? If not, then let's go down to the discussion topic. And yeah, as I have mentioned, and if you haven't noticed, let me bring it back. So Metal Cube as a project, as a CNCF project, is now officially incubating in CNCF. So big congratulations to all of you. As a community, it is a big achievement for all of us. And if you have been following up these an incubation due diligence document, we got around 81.82% of the binding votes by the TOC members in favor for the incubation. And hence, the last leap on that is that the CNCF PR team is currently working towards the announcement of it. There were a couple of emails now on our maintainer inbox that they were asking about, first of all, the blog post that they're planning to, and then also about the timing. So let me go to first the blog post. I think I should also have it open here somewhere. Yes. So big thanks to Lennart and Tuomo, who have already been helping in like populating the content. But I would also like to ask other maintainers, Dimitri, Ricardo, if you have some time, please take a look. These yellow parts are mostly the one that they have asked us as maintainers to fill it up. And as you can see, there are already good contents from Tuomo and Lennart's side. Is there, I think, Lennart, you had some points to make on this one. Please feel free to open your mic and talk if you want to say something on this.
Thanks. Yeah, I can say a few words. Just first of all, nothing is set in stone here. If you disagree about anything, feel free to comment or change it directly. I tried to fill it out as best as I can. Maybe especially the early history can be like if you have more details on how the project started or something like that. I hope I didn't get it wrong at least. Sandbox timeline should be okay at least. So yeah, feel free to check it out and see what you can add. I don't think there is anything strange or like I don't know special that we need to look at, but just the more eyes we have on this, the better. Yeah.
Thank you. Yes. I have at least checked the sandbox proposal from Russell that we had, and the timeline seems pretty, yeah, it's okay. I think we did it in 2019. So that seems correct. Any other questions, comments on this document?
Yeah, I can quickly comment on the parts I touched. So pulling these numbers and statistics on the project isn't as easy as it sounds. Supposedly we have this LFX Insights platform that should provide them, but it is hallucinating so much that I did most of it by hand. But of course, like counting the contributors and whatnot, I'm not willing to do that by hand because people have identified it with so many names, companies, emails, whatnot, that I'm not doing that mapping manually myself. But yeah, I have left quite a few comments there. So, for example, this: how do we want to call ourselves? Like, is it just the Metal3 or actual Metal Cubed and stuff like that? And of course, we should also check the previous incubation blog post for how much stuff do we need. So I looked at the Open Yurt, which is also in the same automation runtime category as we are. And yeah, I can share the link there, but maybe take a look at that and then you can also clean up the history, description parts, whatnot, if you have time.
Yeah, so I actually forgot to mention that we have to submit it today by the end of the day. I have anyhow asked for them that we might be a bit delayed, so maybe we can stretch it to tomorrow. And if I understand correctly from the reply, I think they were saying that it's fine to at least submit it within, what is 22nd now? I am forgetting the date, but somewhere around 21st, 22nd. So we would appreciate if for quick reviews, and if there are any changes, please do those changes or suggest those changes also. So thanks to Omo for the link. I should put it here as well. I don't know why this is now posted like that. Let me see if I can. Okay, now. Yes, okay. All right. Yeah. Any other questions, comments on the incubation announcement? Anything? How do you feel about being incubated as a project? Any comments are welcome. Feel free to open your mic. All right, seems nothing. The next question on this same topic is that on this email, the CNCFPI team has also asked for a spokesperson's name for interview. They are planning to conduct the interview, I think, next week. So the plan for the blog post or the announcement for the Metal3 incubation timeline, they suggested that they would sync it with the Kubernetes release, which is, I think, 27th of August. So I think they would also do the announcement on the same day. If you are interested to actually also, as a maintainer, be in the interview, just let me know, and I will ask if multiple of us can be there. I am at least anyhow interested. But I would also like to welcome and know if there is anyone else from the maintainers list who would be actually interested. All right, silence. Oh, I take it as no. So I will then go ahead and then suggest my name at least for the spokesperson as well. So we move forward with the next topic. Tomo, you have a topic on this GitHub runner.
Yep. So the CNCF wants us to switch to their new runners because the all the runners that are larger than the default small one cost them money now. So they claim that they need to save like a 1 million a year by switching to the Oracle Cloud runners. And past 2 weeks, I've been trying to work with them to get the new workers functional for us. And we already merged the BMO ones because they were stable, but then they had an incident last Friday which led them to switch the backing VM type, which then broke the BMO as well. So we reverted that. So now none of the 3 repositories that are affected, which are BMO, standalone operator, and the Ironic image, none of them are now merged. The BMO one is kind of stable again, but this time I'm not going to merge it until all of them are. But the years of functional job is failing like mad. And what makes it now worse is that Dimitri just mentioned in the bare metal channel that the years of functional might be in a bad state regardless of the runner change. So now I'm really questioning everything, that what's anyone's fault. So, but the Ironic jobs have been failing with the new runner for the most of the 2 weeks, except like couple days when they had some VM type that didn't work for the BMO. And we have now tested all sorts of larger instances, more memory, even high performance disks and whatever. So it kind of looks like again that it's about networking. And there of course the default blame target is the IPA downloads or which is constantly failing anyways. So, but anyways, if you have any ideas and any time, please take a look at the functional job logs and help me out to confirm where this failure is coming from. That's it. I'm just tired.
Sorry to hear, Toma. Some semi-good news. It looks like the complete outage of the RSO jobs is related to a significant slowdown in Ironic, which is not good news, but I'm cranking up some timeouts, and it looks like creating 100 nodes, which is a part of RSO tests, used to take less than 2 minutes, and now it takes about 4 minutes, which is bad. But it's also not like everything is broken bad. So fingers crossed, maybe we get the job stable again, even if it's going to take somewhat longer to run now. And yeah, I'm in conversation with Julia upstream on what could cause this slowdown. I mean, we've migrated from Eventlet. That's an entirely different threading model. That probably caused a slowdown, but we need to be specific.
Okay. So you have this one PR now open that it is increasing the timeout. Is that expected to stabilize the job?
I hope so. At least it hasn't finished any of the tests, but what I see for now, it seems to be passing mostly, at least not like entirely broken.
Okay. That would be helpful to get somewhat stable baseline for the runner test, because like I said, this Ironic change you're not talking about is probably quite new, right?
Yeah, like last week.
Okay.
Late last week, I guess.
Yeah, because this has been now being tested since 6th of August or something like that. So it wasn't any better back then. So I'm not sure it's completely about this. But it's good to know that it's not only about the new runners, because I'm just running out of options to try with the CNCF guy.
Yeah, if it's API downloader, I didn't want to do that. We probably need to start caching the images in the job, like we do, I believe, in the integration jobs. So like we don't hammer turbos open dev org many times during the run. If that doesn't help, then yeah, I'll be scratching my head as well. Because what I do see in Minikube a lot is things just get rescheduled out of blue. Like you have pod, it starts running, then boom, it's dead, a new pod starts. I'm struggling to find any clues why that happens. It happens even on normal runners. It's possible that the root cause became worse for some reason. Without knowing what the root cause is, I cannot say that.
Yeah, we see also sorts of funny stuff there. Like I was rereading again this issue I filed, and you put in some details about these having these double ironic pods, for example. Like that is how is that even happening?
Yeah, my only guess is some sort of resource constraints, like we're running out of something, which is probably memory, I don't know what else. Which doesn't seem likely. We seem to have large, not workers, runners. Maybe the Minikube VMs themselves are now too small. Maybe if you can get really large runners and then tell Minikube to have really large VMs, maybe then we get the situation under control. A bit of a guess game, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm. Do we currently configure explicitly the Minikube VM sizes or the worker sizes?
I don't think so.
Yeah, so if that is the case, then just making the runner larger will probably help. I guess we would need to be more explicit what we want.
Yeah, it seems to be a possible direction.
Yeah, let's look into that. That's a good suggestion. Thanks. That's all for me.
All right. Thanks a lot for this discussion. I will also try to I probably won't manage to look into it this week, and next week I would be in open source summit. But if I find some time, I will also try to investigate the issue there. But it looks from the discussion that we are going to the right direction. I have tried to take the notes, but please check Tomo and Dimitri if I have put something which is incorrect and correct it, please, in that case. Anything else from anyone on this topic? If not, the next topic is from Ricardo.
Yeah, so this is also kind of related to the event-led removal. Since we started using JSON RPC by default in everything in Ironic, and well, unfortunately, the default port that is configured there is 8089, and we realized in a bad way that well, this is conflicting with some other things, for example, with KNM state. So we'd like to propose a change for the default port for MetalCube to avoid these kind of conflicts. And we were thinking about like a port on the 6100. There's like, for example, 6189 that it's not used by any major service. I'm not sure about any other services like unofficially, for example, but as far as I can see, like there should not be any conflict there. Of course, open to proposals for that, but yeah, it's something that we definitely need to do quickly to avoid any issue.
Okay, thank you. Just for me to understand a bit, how would it actually affect if we change the port when it comes to Metal Cube's users?
It should be completely transparent. It's just a matter of, for example, introducing. I'm already testing this in our OpenShift CI. It's just a matter of introducing a new variable to redefine the port used by JSON RPC. That's all.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
one change in Ironic image.
Yeah.
To elaborate on that, the only cases where people could get affected are A, people who are using HA right now and want to do some fancy upgrade strategy, which is probably 0 people. And B, anyone who has any fancy firewall configurations that currently use 8089, which is also unlikely because this is a very new change. Like previously, Ironic did not use RPC by default. So it's quite likely that 0 people are going to be affected by that, although it's maybe worth writing an email to the mailing list when we do that.
So did I get it correctly, or can you explain a bit HA of what you mean then? Is it the ironic HA or?
Yeah, the HA we have an Ironic standalone operator.
Okay.
But also not the default approach, probably. It may be an issue during the rolling upgrade, let's put it this way. The number of people who do rolling upgrades of MetalCube is either low or 0.
Yeah. All right. Any questions, comments on this one? Then we are now at the end of the discussion topic. Is there anything else that you would want to bring up for discussion before we jump into the next section? All right, then I would quickly look into the triaging thing, and please help me out. I have not done it before.
Sorry, Kashif. I just recalled the topic. I'm not sure if you covered it last week.
Go ahead.
We were supposed to at least quickly discuss the AI LLM policy for the project.
Oh yeah, I actually asked about it, but then we were only ESJ folks in the meeting, and then I also wanted to hear Dimitri and Ricardo and others from the community as well, how they feel about it. So maybe we can now start discussing since we have folks from different organizations. So yep, let me first create it.
Is there a CNCF policy that, because my guidance would be, let's first look at what they decide and then see what maps into what we want.
So the Linux Foundation has this statement on this, which basically says that it's up to the project. Let me quickly give you the link.
Yeah, I think Adam also asked the same question last week.
Yeah, it's in the chat. So basically, they state very shortly that the contributors who are pushing the updates should take the full responsibility for the stuff they push. That they have the right to push it. They have because they need to sign the DCO and or CLA or whatever, depending on the project. But basically, they need to kind of take the responsibility based on the those terms, anyways. And then it just said that just develop your own project-specific guidance and honor that. So I guess it's our job to kind of define what is our stance here.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And of course, one angle is besides this that we use these AI assistants to generate code and push it under our own name, which of course makes everything gray where it's coming from and if it's even in any way controllable by us, that where it's coming from. And then there's the second angle that do we want AI as itself to push code? Like if we buy Copilot Pro Plus, whatever, then we could just assign issues to the Copilot and that would start pushing PRs on its own. Or like what happened last week or 2 weeks ago, that we got requests from Mahnor to add Cursor as an app on the Metal3 IO organization level app. And to be honest, I'm not even sure what that would allow or cause. So there's quite a few things that we should discuss or decide.
Yep.
Yeah, but I'll shut up, please. Input your thoughts.
On a personal level, I am also kind of unsure how much shall we allow. And that particular tool, that cursor that you mentioned, it was asking for a read-write permission, and so it would probably pull up pull requests and all. I am personally okay with the AI-assisted review, but I'm still, as I said, in a bit of a dilemma if we should allow the AI tools to be incorporated and allow them to pull up PR, but of course, this is something that we should all decide on how shall we do it on the project level, as Tuomo you suggested, and CNCF doesn't have any strict guideline for that, and it's us to decide.
And I will comment just one more thing. There's also, of course, company-specific differences. For example, our current policy is that we can only use Copilot for this, but I think we have discussed with Dimitri that Red Hat is encouraging using almost anything. At least we're using Claude. So I would also be happy to hear what your companies allow. For example, we have people from SUSE here as well, just to get like a viewpoint of where you guys stand.
It's not really anything for us. We have basically Claude and Source. I'm not sure about Copilot, to be honest. I don't think we can use that. So Source is kind of fully integrated IDE. Claude Code, which I sometimes use, is just a CLI, which integrates like agentic coding. Otherwise, where I have the mic, my personal preferences, putting my employer aside, is similar to what I think Kashif voiced. Like, I'm fine with people generating patches and doing other stuff, any sort of analysis by using their approved tools, provided they comply with the requirement of copyright and stuff, which probably means that these tools should be vetted by their employer. Like, I'd expect Red Hatters to use Red Hat vetted tools only. I'm also feeling uneasy about allowing any sort of applications, be it GitHub Pilot really, or Source or anything, to have any sort of write access. I've seen enough times where I see AI assistants doing weird stuff without humans' control to really allow them to do that. So whatever is going on in my CLI is my responsibility. Whatever happens behind the scenes on GitHub, I don't feel easy about it.
Would it be okay, Dimitri, to summarize your stand here? I kind of didn't
Sure.
now remember. Yeah, thanks a lot. But
Any
that's a good point.
folks willing to share?
So I can see Marco and Nicholas. Is it okay for you to share anything on this, or do you feel that you would probably we can still discuss it next week as well, once you're sure that if you can share something with us?
Yeah, I was just checking if there was already some publicly available policy on that. So it doesn't seem it's public yet, but it's currently there are pilots. So currently, anyone that is not, I would say, accepted in the piloting the technology, it's currently not allowed to use generative AI for coding, but I guess that for review it could be used.
Okay. Anyone else?
Okay, maybe I can take another go. I was running the AI review testing before vacation season. based on that, I think the reviews should be allowed because it's just like it seems mostly it, of course, the way we did it, so adding the co-pilot as a reviewer, so it seemed to look the PR very specifically and not actually use the whole repo as a context. So it didn't, of course, understand the big picture or intercomponent things, but it did pick some of the things that we might take too much time to notice. It nitpicked some of the right things, and it was generally, well, it was not harmful. Let's make it that way. So how do people feel about AI reviews? Should we enable those in a large scale if we can, if we get the licenses to use the Copilot for that? Or do you consider it just to be noise?
Here's a bit of a conundrum. I'd be really careful with unleashing AI reviews on any newcomers. Because like my patches, sure, go ahead. I can discern noise from useful feedback. I'm worried about, newcomers getting intimidated by that or assuming that these things are rock solid and, AI diverging them in a completely crazy direction, and then a human comes and say, "What the hell is this? Do it differently." That's bad first-time experience. So until we're sure that doesn't happen, I'd have AI reviews. Sure, we can do that, but somehow vetted by who is submitting the patch, how complex the patch is. Maybe some human actually coming and saying, /review this, whatever /comment we're going to use, or any button, whatever. Just a human making sure and keeping in mind that the person on the other side may not interpret these reviews correctly as is, with a certain grain of salt.
I think that's a valid point.
I fully agree. We came to the same conclusion with Lennart when we discussed this earlier today, when we were actually manually reviewing something that was surely LLM generated. And we were just figuring out that if the AI review would do this, the blunt of the work for us here, or would it cause exactly that scenario that it just goes off the rails with the new contributor, like AI talking to AI, it can go anywhere. So
yeah. Well, these are all very, very good discussions, I would say. Any more points on this? Although we are not, I think, yet sure, but I think we already have quite good inputs. So
yeah, and there's apparently more input in the chat. So,
I was not focusing there.
Yeah, sorry, I added a comment. I'm not sure if I'm misunderstanding. I just read some news, so it was related to maybe Copilot, so I added some comment there, but yeah.
So Steve's comment is that the CEO is stepping down, and that might affect the Copilot. Okay. And then
There's a lot to be worried about. I don't think the future of Copilot is one of these things. I'd be worried about GitHub itself, to be honest, much more than about Copilot. And it's a good point, but yeah, I don't know. That's the fun world we live in.
Yeah, I think we are still in an uncharted territory, I would say, with these AI tools. Nobody's sure which way one is going.
Yeah, but if we want to summarize it real quick, I think the consensus is that as long as you fulfill the TCO requirements and you commit as yourself, then you take responsibility. We are fine with that. And also, if we do AI-assisted reviews, they should not be triggered on everything, but on cases where whoever is triggering them thinks it actually might be valuable, and preferably on more complex or at least on more experienced developer PRs only. Can we agree on that stance for now?
Yep, sounds good to me.
Homo, would you please take a look if I have taken your points correctly? If not, feel free to edit.
That is fine.
Cool, thank you. And then, Mahnur, a question to you. Is it then fine if we don't allow this app that you requested, or do you still have a use case where you would want it?
No, I was just trying it out. It's completely fine if we don't allow it.
All right, yeah. Thanks a lot, Mahnur. Okay. Any other points on this? Cool. Thanks a lot for the good discussion, folks. Then I would really need some help on the issue triaging. I don't know honestly what to do, but I have just kept it open. Please guide me. How shall we actually proceed with this? So let's see, what was the first one? So these the needs triage. There are currently 3 issues. Let's open them. This was seems like a pretty old actually. What was the last decision on that? Does anyone recall how this one was actually looking? There seems to be issue open. So the idea was to create a task disk. Okay. I see Dimitri has a good point actually. From the hardware perspective, there is probably nothing that we can do. And after that, actually, there was no comment back from the author, so I'll just keep it as it is. Any comments on this? If not, I move to the next one. CapM3 1.10.1 fails to start. When? Okay, it doesn't seem like a complete picture. What is it? Okay. Okay. I think this is well described, so I also keep it as it is. The last one was this one. And Adil has opened this. Yeah, I agree with this. Yep, I think this is good, and I think Adil has already pushed the fix, if I'm not mistaken. Is it? Let's see. Where did he? I'm not sure. I have reviewed this, but I'm not sure if Adil has also pushed a change now regarding this. Yeah, I think this is good. Can anyone remind me how shall we now proceed with this? So how do I remove the needs triage label? Is it just like that? Or
New command brow by triage accepted.
so triage
Space.
accepted like that?
Yep.
And then I think it should be, I will just ask. The 2691. Okay. I think then let's check tail. I think this one is there any decision on this one? No, and I don't think we would need to change anything on this one today. Yeah, I think then we are good. And then there are the self-wanted tickets. Quite a lot, so please feel free to actually assign any which suits your interest, and we will be really happy to welcome any new contributions. Okay, I think we still have 5 more minutes left. So one more time, is there any other questions, suggestions, any other problems, or any other discussion topic that you would want to bring it up before we close the meeting? Seems no. Thanks a lot for joining, and see you next week.
Thanks, Kasif.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Bye.
bye.